大家好，我是菲菲老师。Welcome back to Miffy Chinese. Today, finally, we will start HSK 2, Lesson 1. The title of this lesson is 她请我们吃了北京烤鸭。她请我们吃了北京烤鸭。Before we dive in, just a reminder, my ultimate HSK companion workbook is now available in the description below. You're more than welcome to get your own copy. Okay, let's start. First of all, let's see the objectives of this lesson. We will see 请, 让, and 叫 to express requests. Some of these words we said before, right? But today we will learn a new meaning to express requests. And then today we will see the modal particle 吧, the second meaning of it. Before we have learned one, right? Okay. And then the last one, the 是 something, the sentence structure. It's a new structure. Okay, let's listen to the text again. You can read after me. 请问您是王亦菲老师的姐姐吗？是的，你们就是她的学生吧？对，我是白嘉悦，她是安妮。你们好，我叫王一雪，一菲给我打电话了，让我来接你们。谢谢您。不客气。Okay, as usual, I have two questions for you. First one, 谁来接白嘉悦了？ A. 王亦菲 B. 王一雪 C. 她的姐姐 Okay, second one, 王亦菲给谁打电话了？ A. 安妮 B. 白嘉悦 C. 王一雪 Okay, let's listen to the text again and you can make your choices. 请问您是王亦菲老师的姐姐吗？是的，你们就是她的学生吧？对，我是白嘉悦，她是安妮。你们好，我叫王一雪，一菲给我打电话了，让我来接你们。谢谢您，不客气。Okay, let's see. First one, 谁来接白嘉悦了？谁, right? We learned this when we see 谁, it's to ask questions about who, right? Who. So who is coming to pick up 白嘉悦? So let's see. Who? 我叫王一雪 right? 我叫王一雪。您是王一菲老师的姐姐吗？是的。So I am 王一菲老师的姐姐。My name is 王一雪 right? Okay, so B, 王一雪 right? Pay attention to the C option here. Even if in the original sentence we mentioned 姐姐, this word, right? Older sister, we mentioned 姐姐 exactly in the text. But here, option C, 她的姐姐. Who is this 她? Who is the subject of 她? It's 白嘉悦, right? So if you choose C, it means that 白嘉悦的姐姐, right? 白嘉悦's older sister is coming to pick up, but it's not correct. It's 王一菲, who is 王一菲, is 王一雪, who is 王一菲的姐姐, not 白嘉悦的姐姐. Okay, and then second one, 王一菲给谁打电话了？打电话 right? 打电话 make a phone call. So who did 王一菲 call? 王一菲给谁打电话了？王一菲给我打电话。So who is this 我 here in the text? It's still 王一雪 right? Still 王一雪. So again, we choose 王一雪 C, right? So B and C. Did you get it right? Let's see the vocabulary of this text one. You can read after me. 就给让接Okay, let's explain them in detail. First one, 就 This is a very important 汉字 in Chinese, and it has actually many meanings, and today we will learn one of it. We can translate it into exactly or precisely. For example, 她就是我的姐姐。她就是我的姐姐。If the sentence is without 就 right? Let's see if it's without 就。她是我的姐姐。 Right? 她是我的姐姐。How do we translate this? We can say, she is my older sister. Right? She is my older sister. But if we add 就 here in front of 是, then 她就是我的姐姐. Then you're expressing a kind of emphasizing that she is exactly my sister, right? So you are emphasizing the fact that she is my sister, right? Okay, so 她就是我的姐姐. Both sentences 她是 and 她就是 is the same, is like all correct, but you're just emphasizing on different levels of the fact, right? Okay, and then for example, 他就是你的老师吧？他就是你的老师吧？ Right? So here you're also expressing, is he precisely your teacher? Right? 老师 your teacher. So 就是 right? 就是 Okay. Next word 给 Do you still remember this? We actually learned it in HSK 1 in lesson 13. The meaning we learned was, can you still remember? 给, it means to give, right? To give. So, for example, let me give you a sentence. 给我一杯水. 给我一杯水. How do we translate this? 给我一杯水. Give me a cup of water. Right? Give me a cup of water. 给我. So today we learned the second meaning of 给. The definition is used to introduce the recipient of an action. And then you can translate it into to or for. So this might be a little different from English, and then you might find it a little bit abstract. So let's explain how to understand this. 老师给我们上课. Right? 老师给我们上课. So first of all, let's ignore this structure first. Let's ignore 给我们. Let's just say 老师上课. 老师上课. It means teacher giving lessons. Right? Teacher giving lessons. So here we need to specify who the teacher is giving lessons to. Right? To or for. So we put 给, and then introducing the recipient of the action, who the teacher is giving the classes to, us, right? Us. So we say 老师给我们上课. 老师给我们上课. Okay, let's see another one. 妈妈给孩子们做饭. So same logic. We can just delete this part first, and then the sentence becomes 妈妈做饭, right? 妈妈做饭. What does 做饭 mean? Cook, right? Cook. So mom cooks. Mom cooks. Then if we want to say who mom cooks for, right? We want to introduce the recipient of mom's action. So we add 给孩子们, right? To who? To children, right? 孩子们, children. So mom cooks for the children. Right? And then pay attention to the structure here, like the order here. You put 给someone, this structure, before the verb, right? The verb always goes in the last. 妈妈给孩子们做饭，老师给我们上课. Right? Okay, so can you please make your own sentence using 给? Right? Try it. Okay, so let's move on. Next one, 让. Translation is let or allow. Let's see. 让他进来吧，外面太冷了。让他进来吧，外面太冷了。So 让他 let him 进来 come inside, right? Come inside. Here 吧 it still uses the first meaning that we learned, means a soft tone for suggestions, right? So 让他进来吧, let him come inside. 外面太冷了. It's too cold outside. 医生让我多休息. The doctor let me to take more rest. Right? Let me. So here, let me. And also you can translate it, you can understand it as the teacher asked me to, right? The teacher let me do this, right? Ask me to do this. Right? Okay, so 让, let or allow. Next one, 接. Yes, we actually see this already, right? It means, so on the textbook, like in the textbook, the definition is meet, welcome, receive, but I think it's better we translate it into pick up, so you understand. For example, you pick up someone from the airport, you say 接. For example, 我要去机场接一个朋友. What is 机场? 机场. Airport, right? Airport. So I'm going to the airport to pick up a friend, right? 接一个朋友, pick up a friend. Okay. And then 你开车来接我吧. How do we translate this one? 你开车来接我吧. You drive the car to come to pick me up. Right? Okay. 接我. Right. Next one. We see the language point of text 1. So the modal particle 吧. So we actually learned 吧 before, right? So it means a soft tone to mean suggestion, right? For example, the sentence here, 让他进来吧, right? 让他进来吧. So asking someone to do something, but in a soft tone. So here we learn the second meaning. The modal particle 吧 is used at the end of an interrogative sentence to express a tone of speculation or estimation. Right? What does it mean? Again, very abstract. How do we understand this? This actually means that you think you already know the truth. You think you already know it. So you're actually making an assumption. But remember, you're making this assumption because you already know, like, say, 80%, you're sure it's the fact. For example, 你们就是他的学生吧, right? So if we delete 吧, if we ignore 吧, 你们就是他的学生. This is like a statement sentence, right? This is like, you know, 你们, you guys are exactly her students. But because you're not so sure about it, you're like 80% sure about it. So you can put the 吧 at the end to ask. Right? 你们就是他的学生吧? Right? Are you her student? Right? Right? Something like this. 他唱歌很好听吧? 很好听吧? So you are sure that you're 80% sure, let's say, that she sings really well, but you just want to reconfirm it. Right? 他唱歌很好听吧? Then last one. 陈天中是泰国人吧? So it's like you already know somehow he is from Thailand, but you just want to make sure again, right? And one more word that we can put at the end of the sentence to ask questions that we learned before. Do you remember? 吗, right? 吗. If we use 吗, it means that you actually don't know. You're really just asking the question. For example, 陈天中是泰国人吗? 陈天中是泰国人吗? Right? Is he from Thailand? I actually don't know. I'm asking for the answer. 你们就是他的学生吗? Are you her student? Right? Asking the question. All right, next, let's put it into a real exercise to see if you really understand the difference between 吧 and 吗. Here I have two dialogues. Your task is to decide whether to use 吧 or 吗 at the end of the sentence, right? Let's see. First one, 你手里拿着地图. So you're holding a map in your hand. 你是在找去电影院的路. And person B answers, 对，不好意思，请问电影院在哪儿? Right? So he says, yes, excuse me, where is the movie theater? So what do we put here? Do we put 吧 or 吗? You can pause the video to think about it, and then you can resume it when you have the answer. Okay, so the answer is, here actually we can use 吧. Why? 你手里拿着地图. You are holding a map, right? So this context shows us that the person who is asking this question sees that the person is holding a map. So 80% of the chance he understands that they're looking for the direction, right? So he can say, 你是在找去电影院的路吧? Right? So because he already knows, he already has a clue. And then the answer also proves that, right? He says, 对，不好意思. Yes, I am looking for it. If you put it into 吗, If you say 你手里拿着地图，你是在找去电影院的路吗？ It's also correct, but let's remember the Chinese language is something highly dependent on context, right? So here it's just one example to show you when you know 你手里拿着地图 when you know the context, it's better that you find the most correct modal particle to finish your sentence. So 你是在找去电影院的路吧 Okay, second one, let's see. 老师，请问明天我们有汉语课？明天没有课，大家可以去旅游。旅游 here means to travel. We will see this word really soon. Okay, so what do you think? Ba or ma? Right. So here we should actually use ma because the person who is asking this question, from the context, we know that he actually doesn't know at all. He's genuinely asking this question. Do we have the class tomorrow or not? So teacher answers, no, we don't. You can go travel, you can have a trip. So here, 老师，请问明天我们有汉语课吗? Okay, very good. If you want to practice more exercises like this, you can get your copy of the workbook and make this language point actually sticks. Okay, let's move on. Second text, let's read it. 你们是第一次来北京吗？是的，我们都是第一次来。你们是来学中文的吗？不是，我们是来旅游的。我这几天都不忙。你们有事就找我。好的，谢谢您。Okay. First question. 白嘉悦是第几次来北京 ？A. 第一次 B. 第4次 C. 第7次 Second one. 白嘉悦和安妮是来北京做什么的 ？A. 旅游 B. 学中文 C. 找王一雪 Okay, let's see. 你们是第一次来北京吗？是的，我们都是第一次来。你们是来学中文的吗？不是，我们是来旅游的。我这几天都不忙，你们有事就找我。好的，谢谢您。Okay, so 白嘉悦是第几次 right? Asking. So 次 here we'll see very soon in the vocabulary. So it's actually asking how many times has 白嘉悦 come to 北京 You can see. 是的，我们都是第一次来。第一次 the first time. So A. And then 白嘉悦和安妮是来北京做什么的？做什么 Asking what do they come to 北京 for? You can see the original sentence here. 我们是来旅游的。旅游 to travel. 旅游 so choose A. Should be A and A. Okay, let's see. Only two new words this time. 次 旅游 Okay, let's say 次. The definition is quite long, indicating how many times or which time something happens. So actually, you can just understand it in English. For example, the first time. Here, time, we use 次. For example, 第一次, the first time, 第一次. We said 第一 is used to count, right? First, second, we say 第一, 第二. So 第一次, the first time. What about 每次? 每次, 每 means every. So 每次, every time. 几次, how many times, right? How many times? 几次. For example, 这是我第一次来中国. This is my first time in China. Okay. 你来西安几次了? How many times have you come to 西安? Right? How many times? 了 here means the action has completed. So how many times you have come to 西安? Okay, very good. Next word, 旅游. Pay attention to the pinyin here, the pronunciation, right? 旅游. It means to travel. For example, 喜欢旅游 I like to travel. 我喜欢旅游。去旅游我去旅游了。You can say 我去旅游了。I went to travel or I have gone to travel. Right? Okay. 你想去哪儿旅游？你想 here. You want to, right? Want to. So where do you want to go travel? And then 他现在在中国旅游。现在 means now, right? Now. So 在中国，在 indicating the location. So he is traveling in China now. 旅游。Okay, let's see the second language point. The 是 something 的 structure. Definition is the 是 something 的 sentence can be used to emphasize the time, place, manner, agent, purpose, etc. of an event in affirmative and interrogative sentences. 是 can be omitted, but it cannot be omitted in negative sentences. Okay, again, very long. Let's understand it in an example sentence. 我们是来旅游的。Right? First, let's remove the new part. If we say 我们来旅游, right? This is a very common and very simple sentence. We come to travel, right? 我们来旅游. We come to travel. So if we put it into this way, 我们是来旅游的. You are emphasizing actually the purpose of the event of you come here, right? 我们是来 we are coming for what? For travel. So 我们是来旅游的。我们是来旅游的。The reason why we come here is to travel. The purpose of us coming here is to travel. 我们是来旅游的。Right? Okay. For example, let's see another example. 我3点回家。我3点回家。How do we translate this one? 我3点回家。I go home at 3点 is what? 3点 3 o'clock. 我3点回家。I go home at 3 o'clock. But if we change it into 我是3点回家的。我是3点回家的。Then you are emphasizing the time that you went home. Right? 我是3点回家的。I went home at 3 o'clock. I went home at 3 o'clock. So here, again, let's see the time of this sentence. Actually, 我3点回家. It could be a regular sentence describing something you will do every day. So you could be saying, I go home every day at 3 o'clock. Right? Or you could also be expressing something in the future. For example, now it's 12 o'clock, and then you say 我3点回家. So you're meaning that I'm going to go home at 3 o'clock. But if you say 我是3点回家的, so here, even if in the sentence, like on the surface, you don't see any word that tells you it's a past tense, but because you are already emphasizing the time, you're already emphasizing that I go home at 3 o'clock, like this has already happened, this is a fact, so we can assume that this is something happened in the past. 我是3点回家的. For example, it could be you're describing something from yesterday, right? You're saying, yesterday, I went home at 3 o'clock, right? Okay, just a side note about reading the context to decide the time frame of the sentence. Okay, let's see the second example here. 苹果在哪儿买的?苹果在哪儿买的? So this is the example of this one here. In affirmative and interrogative sentences, 是 can be omitted. So originally we would say 苹果是在哪儿买的, right? So you're emphasizing that you're asking where, right? Where? 在哪儿? How can I buy? Like where can I buy this? 在哪儿? So here, 是 can be omitted, so it becomes 苹果在哪儿买的? 苹果在哪儿买的 ？You're asking for this, right? Okay, and then last example. 我们不是坐出租车去的。我们不是坐出租车去的。So here, it cannot be omitted in negative sentences. So this is a negative sentence, and you're also just emphasizing here is the manner, right? Manner. 坐出租车去 How do you go? 怎么去坐出租车去 So you're emphasizing the way of transportation here. So 我们不是坐出租车去的 We didn't go by taxi, right? So you cannot say 我们不坐出租车去 No, you have to say 我们不是坐出租车去的 So same logic. In the affirmative sentences right here in the first example, 是 can also be omitted. You can say 我们来旅游的 right? You can say 我3点回家的 They're all correct, right? Okay, very good. So that's everything of today's lesson. As you know, my mission is to make this HSK Marathon project free and accessible for everyone. So if you found value in my videos and truly want to master what you've learned today, the best way is to pick up my ultimate HSK Companion Workbook. I've designed it following 4 scientifically efficient steps: active recall for vocabularies, formula blocks for grammar, a smart writing section to break down characters for you, and most importantly, high-quality practice questions with detailed explanations to give you instant breakthrough. Grab your copy from the description below. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next lesson.